all right. That's all the time we have. If you missed out on anything or you just want to rewatch your favorite segments, we've got you covered on our YouTube channel,
Yes,
CVMTV. And for all the fun stuff in between, we're on Instagram at Sunrise CVM and at CVM_television.
That's right.
It is a wonderful day. It's the start of the work week. And I'm going to encourage you to be awesome and be on purpose.
Yeah.
Hey, be on purpose.
Be on purpose. I gotta tell ya. Lovely. But guys, you notice something here? Uncle Dennis is seated at the round table. Pray tell, Uncle Dennis.
I talk some football.
Oh, now football season though. Football season. No tennis? Oh, Alcaraz done.
Yeah, man.
You know,
Oh
I
my
never
God.
watched it. You know,
Oh my God.
It was a very Spanish Sunday. It was a very Spanish Sunday.
Yeah, but no, but me not lie. I mean, you know, he is great, and you can't take that. But you know, it was nice to see Alvarez. Like, you know, I was very impressed with that. But of course, I love my Messi. You know, anybody who knows me,
Messi,
know that I love. Yeah,
I've been talking about it.
Yeah. No, but you know what? I like him because he's unproblematic. You see how Messi have him money, have him stardom and so, and him just wife and kids, and him name now call up in a mix up. It's like how Tristan name ever in a mix up, and some of them, you know, hear Messi name another.
No.
Bangarang.
Him just go about him business.
And him just humble and do him thing. I just like him look. You know, him look like a man
Typical
for eat.
Jamaican.
Eh?
You're a typical Jamaican.
No, like what? When?
You always love the person who seems humble.
No, really humble. Dennis, you know me humble. No, man, no. That's a no. Me not say humble. I like how he is unproblematic because for me, if me like man with flair too. That's why I like CR7 too. Because when you start with a certain flair, me like boring man.
Okay.
They just too. That's why I too dig Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi Leonard flavor. Yeah. No. Kawhi wants some express. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like Kawhi come like molasses in winter. He wants some vibes. He wants some summer vibes. He need moda in him life.
I don't really that more sports.
But I just love Messi and rich and just nice.
Yeah.
I'm not a mix up. You know, you want to be about that crowd to the woodwork. And,
Me like the goal them.
Me like the goal them too.
Like the assist them,
But then his we did watch for the nutrition, right. But his ankle though, guys.
Swollen.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Even if you come a bath fountain, come sap it out. Messi, big up yourself, man. How are you doing, sir? I just want to big you up. You can come to Elsha. We're going to give you a fry fishing festival. And we're going to carry it to bath fountain and sap out your ankle that man stepped into. I saw it and I was defending you. You understand? It's a little wicked.
You want to go fight for you?
I want.
Should love him like that.
I'm tracking. I say, you step on the bars. Why you do it? Why you step on the bars? I was very hurted by that little step there. I said, Messi, right after this ankle come back down, you need to come play chess or badminton. Lower them boys there. Leave them. Yeah. Hurt your cuticle and just relax.
She said badminton.
Yeah, badminton. Just leave them because they want to step into the boss ankle and his name is Shank. I don't like that. I don't like that part. I don't like that. It's too much contact. Yes. But guys, I'm gonna extricate myself. Was that what the word was today again?
Peroration.
Peroration. On that peroration.
Leave it on a high.
Right. I'm going to leave now, but I'll see you guys tomorrow, God's willing. So, Roundtable, Orville. Hi, Orville, how you doing?
How you doing, Miss?
I'm very well, thank you. The first thing I see in a real life, I meet a celebrity, sportscaster. Hi, Nathan, how you doing? I'm a celebrity lady. Bye, guys. But no, the sports student can't invite me to the table.
No, of course.
Look at two. One at a little time.
Yeah.
Not because, but still for us. Bye, guys.
Good morning, Roundtablers. You know we're switching things up a bit this morning because when you see me and Dennis at the table, it's usually a good conversation about to happen. But we have two special guests because it's time for the Copa edition of the Roundtable. My name is Nathan. As I said, my Dennis is the co-host today.
All right.
I like to have him right beside me sometimes. And joining us at the table is our guest, who one or two, well, actually, both of them are not unfamiliar to us.
No strangers here.
It's sports presenter Orville Higgins. Welcome, Orville. First time at the round table?
First time on the round table.
Well, welcome. And football analyst, Trishana McGowan.
Hi, good morning.
Proud product of Mona Heights Primary School.
The one and only up the road. And I don't leave out my girls, Sananja High School for Girls. I don't agree.
Oh, Sedan.
Sananja. Right out of Alpha Tree.
Country me come from a St. Anthony.
But yes.
Guys, welcome to the round table.
Hey,
good morning.
Well.
It's a weekend. It was a sports weekend. How was the weekend for you guys?
It was a good one. Not great for me earlier in the day. I somehow am an England supporter.
Explain yourself.
It's
I'm
just
kidding you.
I've always been. It's just what is, and so I mean, to be fair, I told myself it's going to be a 2-1 to Spain. I was hoping, but you get used to it after a while.
Yeah.
You get used to it with England. They find a way to lose the game, but we'll talk about it.
Find a way to lose? They weren't supposed to be in the final, but I thought my week, they weren't supposed to. Them scraped you.
But in truth, England get whole heap of unfair decisions over the years. So if they get an unfair decision to get in this time,
nothing wrong. You take it.
I take it.
Nothing wrong with that. I mean, it was a great weekend for me. My team won. You're troubling me because I walked in my shirt this morning, my Argentina shirt.
Yes.
But overall, it was a good weekend. Watched some cricket, tennis, then football. So my typical week. Oh, one sports is involved.
Yeah, man.
It's a perfect weekend. What are you talking about?
Yeah, when you have Euro and the Copa America final in the same day.
Is that
For
good?
people like me,
It was a good day.
Yeah,
so
it was.
It was a good day.
You know, for me, I'll say the same thing. Also with Wimbledon, it's a change in the guard weekend. That's what I saw. Like, everything felt like all the old guards were being...
I mean, he won last year, and to repeat and have and you know, in fantastic.
He won in 5 sets last year and in this year.
Yeah.
3 sets.
So I think he has set the pace, like, and the tone that I am the guy to beat here. And I'm happy that sometimes when you win, people question it and maybe think that the best that you're playing against had an off day. For him to repeat that success again this year.
It silences the critics.
Yeah, no, he belongs. Yeah.
Well, you know, I think I see something hot coming on. You know, we're talking a lot of sports, and definitely there's going to be some sports that's going on.
All right. Let's see what we got.
Oh, beautiful. Let's say we have to keep it simple.
All right.
It's just a Copa wrap-up.
All right.
So, guys, Copa finals happened last night. Thoughts on the match?
All right, before we get to the final, can you just give me your feeling on the competition itself? In particular, America's management of the competition. Because some things that I saw, you would have thought that it was being hosted in Bolivia. Or if it was being hosted in Colombia, you could see these things happening.
You didn't expect it
I want to hear your views on the USA's management of this competition, and does it all go well or not for the World Cup to come?
I think that we spoke about it, Orville and I, as well as Donovan Duque, when it was, for example, the third place final and it was in North Carolina. I think that the location for some of the matches, first and foremost, came into question for me. I think that, you have to choose your best venues, but even some of the coaches we heard in the press conferences were complaining about the quality of the field. So that within itself, before we get to even the other chaos from yesterday, those are my biggest concerns as we go forward into them hosting the World Cup in 2 years' time.
Right.
The location in terms of people turning out to support is very important. This is why we have the match. Nobody wants to be watching the World Cup and, you know, seeing a crowd like we did Orville in that third place in North Carolina, for example. Then now the management and logistics from yesterday where we saw that chaos. Like you said, you know, I thought we were... No disrespect to our Premier League, Orville will back me up. I thought we were done by Sabina Park for a Jamaica Premier League final where there was chaos. And again, the size of the venue, that's what happened. So I think that I hope this is a lesson because when you keep a final in Miami where the South Americans are neighboring, that's just the truth. That has nothing to do with football. A lot of those people might not even, they know football, you know, but because they're South Americans, that's where they reside. So it's the chaos. So things like that, I think logistics-wise, they have to sort out.
This is the US hosting Copa America, which doesn't happen very often. So there were issues, but not insurmountable issues. The safety issue yesterday, where thousands of people were trying to climb gates without tickets. It happens. And part and parcel the reason why that isn't such a bad thing, because it means that the fans were really into a final with Argentina and Colombia. There was an issue yesterday where too much water was on the field, the wet field at halftime, but it wasn't perfect. But I I wasn't overly bothered.
I mean, earlier in the week, Bielsa was livid, just
Yes.
livid, and I think rightly so. I mean, I hear them saying, you know, speculating about how CONMEBOL and FIFA are going to treat with players like Darwin Núñez and others when they are of the view that you created the problem
By not having
designated areas for our family. I don't know. What's your take on that?
When players decide that they are going to jump over into the stands to keep up a bag of rubbish with the fans, there's very little you can do. All security measures are there to prevent spectators from running onto the field. Very little security is there to stop players interacting with spectators.
And the truth is, it happens everywhere. You watch in Europe, you will have brawls happen everywhere. So for me, I'll say I was only concerned by the fact that the US is so new to this. So you're worried that when the World Cup, which is a far different, this is not Copa anymore, this is a global spectacle. You're not just having thousands showing up outside to get into a match, you know, you're having tens of thousands who are standing outside figuring out what am I gonna do.
So you play ball, and you say you know your wife and daughter up in the stand, and people are throw hands. You not go there?
Of course not go up there.
Faster. I think too as well. The World Cup in terms will be more managed, and that's, you know, let up on them. I was hard on them yesterday, last night, but when you have, it's again no disrespect. The South Americans are a tough crowd.
Yes.
Especially where they're football. Remember Colombia and that missed the penalty.
Yes.
Escobar, and they killed him. So I'm just saying that the South Americans, it's hard to manage the crowd, and if you do not have everything in place like you'd want, it can be tough, and I think that's what they were faced with.
Yeah. But you know, loving the conversation. Let's have some more after the break. More Roundtable after the break, guys. Welcome back to the Roundtable. This morning's topic is a Copa Roundtable, Copa wrap-up after we can call a wonderful tournament that happened over the past 2 weeks. So, finals was last night, guys. All your views. Then, Orville, start with you.
There are times when you get finals when you think this is not necessarily the two best teams. They don't deserve it. This competition, you felt that the two best teams got there. Argentina are the defending World Cup champions, defending Copa champions. Colombia, I think, was playing the best ball. So you have the defending champions against the team where you play ball. The final was great. So ultimately, I thought it was the right culmination for what was a great tour.
Okay. It was good. I mean, of course, my team is in the final. I got nervous because I told Orville that I knew I would have preferred Uruguay going through than Colombia because they're so hard to break down. And we saw that. We got to the extra time, and Lautaro Martinez came on late and got the goal. Mind you, you know my question Scaloni and his substitutions and the time when him do it. I thought he should have came on at least about 65 minutes in or 75. No, I prefer him coming off the bench. So at about 65 minutes or 70 minutes in, I thought he could have brought him on, but he got the job done. But Colombia, they should be happy. I think this ended an unbeaten streak they had, I think, since last year.
28 games.
Yeah.
Last time they were beaten in, what, 2 years? Was by Argentina.
Was by Argentina. So again, the tone was set before even getting to this moment. It was just good that both teams who I thought should have been there, got there. And it was good.
Or do you think it was a battle of systems? Did one coach outfox the other? Was it about the players? It was just an individual moment of magic. What do you really think were the deciding factors in this game?
I don't know. This Argentine team is a very difficult team to beat. They don't have the stars of previous years. There's no Higuain, no Tevez, no Aguero. But in who they have, it's the best support cast that Messi has had. They play for him. They actually won the tournament without Messi really having to be the best version of himself. So it's a very difficult team to beat. Colombia, boy, it's only because they're playing Argentina in the final, and I'm an Argentine supporter. But Colombia were playing some good ball.
They were. What was particularly good about? I mean, I'm a Liverpool fan. I love Luis Diaz. I love him on the left.
Right.
And he was playing attractive, free-flowing football. Their front line was beautiful. And in the final third, I think that Colombia looked really good, just generally speaking. But What was so attractive about this Colombian team?
They pass the ball around a lot. They move it around quickly and they play with flair. They're almost out Brazilianing the Brazilian of old. They're full of samba, they're full of style. But they can be rugged as well. And usually you don't find one team that ticks the rugged box so you can't bad them up on the field. But they're easy on the eyes as well.
So do you think it's a golden generation for them, for Colombia?
I don't know. Golden generation, let take a while to see.
I mean, no, but
they're a good team.
We've been putting it on many teams in Europe. Or Belgium had the golden generation, England has the golden generation, but Colombia has been consistent for, what, 3 years?
They have been, and so has Argentina. They have gone now, 4 titles in 3 years. Messi retired because he wasn't winning. He came back, and he came back to a team that people keep saying, yeah, they're playing for Messi. They're playing for Messi. Messi's playing for them. But they all have one commonality, and that's Argentina, playing for the glory of football for Argentina. Because for so long, they've been compared to those past generations with Maradona. I started supporting Argentina because of Gabriel Batistuta. So like I said, they have a rich culture, and it just came together at the right time. Is this a golden generation for Argentina? I don't want to go and overlook my team. And Shah.
So let me ask you, let me go back to Colombia. James Rodriguez.
Oh my God.
His breakout season was 2010 World Cup. I think everybody that goal
Lives rent free.
Rent free in the head. This is 14 years later, and now as an elder statesman in the side. What did you make of his tournament?
Similar to Di Maria. We saw CR7, Rodri for Spain, and I can go on and on
Pepe.
with the list of names. Pepe, exactly, for Italy. These players, we spoke about it now. We're saying there's quality, and I keep telling them, in everything with sports, I like a mixture of seniority and young players coming through. But for me, it's like when the ball is at the feet of some players, it becomes poetry in motion, and I thought we saw that. You might not be as quick, similar to Di Maria or any other senior players that we saw, but they know the ball game. They came up on a system, and they're disciplined. They are true to the culture of football, and he was no different. Absolutely no different.
James was the player of the tournament for me. Easy. Remember that 2010 breakout season, youngster coming out, wowed you, went to Spain. And we had thought his career was on the back end, but it's a complete revelation.
I was in shock when I saw how good he was.
And he
really? 14 years later.
No,
14 years later. Because he seemed his star had begun to dim.
We thought so. And what I like with James in this World Cup, when he just came on the scene, he was an out-and-out goal scorer. This tournament, you didn't expect him to sit back in that midfield
pulling the strings.
In that regard,
I mean, the truth,
it was the biggest wow factor for me.
But the best players generally do that. I think that was my biggest surprise.
He's adjusted his game.
Yes.
I mean, if you look at him at Real Madrid, if you look at him at Barcelona, it's a different man.
Yeah.
A different man.
But that's the thing about, and I want more of that for us as a nation.
Yeah.
You have to... You have to want it for a purpose. You have to have a purpose of playing. And I think because they're so deep into their football culture, it showed throughout the Copa. Even the Euro, as well. We saw that. When Lionel Messi cried, or even CR7, it wasn't because of the injury or missed chance. It's the love of wanting to give to their country. And I think we're missing just a tad bit of it, not too much.
Well, I said let's go for a quick break. We can wrap up right after. Thanks for staying with us. It's time for final thoughts. To wrap up, biggest surprise, biggest disappointment, and just a quick, how you feel about Jamaica's performance?
Biggest surprise for me was Canada. The one CONCACAF team that went far. You thought it would be USA, Mexico, but Canada went all the way to the third place playoff. Should have beaten Uruguay. Had they managed that third place game better. Biggest disappointment, outside of the Reggae boys, would be Brazil. We're always sentimentally attached to Brazil, and the facts of them flop. As for Jamaica, we have issues. And we hope that these issues, we haven't yet identified a coach. We have a team who should be able to do it. 3 teams that we normally compete with, we won't be competing because they'll be hosting US, Canada, Mexico. We had thought it was a show-in to qualify. With a new coach coming and with new vibes in the camp, you're saying, So I'm I'm a little, I wouldn't say worried, but I'm a little bit concerned.
You have questions.
Yeah.
What about you?
The highlight for me would have been my team winning. Close call there. So I'm happy that we were able to defeat Colombia. They too were a highlight for me. You know, even though they were beaten last night, they did well. Disappointment for me, definitely the Reggae boys. I'm glad that Brazil flopped, so them can't be no disappointment for me. I was mightily happy when Brazil fell out. I remember of 2022 World Cup when they thought they would have gone on to the semis and so on. They fell to the finals and they fell out. For me, Jamaica, I wanted more from us, and even if we were to not make it out of the group, better even goal scoring or creating more chances. And I think that following that, the departure of the coach, so we were looking to go 10 steps forward, and I personally believe we have taken 10 steps back. And to find a coach, you know, to slot in his new philosophy and everything with, for me, the year done, because we're 7 months in now, and then the World Cup qualifiers approaching, so we're in a deep problem. And I don't know about Arville, not be, when you say you're concerned, my darling, I'm stressed out, because I think this should have been like a great opportunity for us based on the number of teams. But my stress right out for, of course, I want to see my team there. So I'm stressed out, personally.
Dennis?
My final thought is I feel really proud of CVM's coverage, CVM's analysis, the studio, the commentators, the people who made it an excellent product to watch. Kudos to you guys. It was something to look forward to at night. It was something to look forward in the morning. Thank you for staying back late and doing the morning package. Thank you for joining us live sometimes. And to all the people behind the scenes who made it happen, thank you very much. I feel really proud of our execution.
I must give the production team a thumbs up. People see us on air, so you get either the praise or the cuss. Sometimes in equal measure.
Yes.
But the work put in by the guys, Mikhail and Tino and the rest of the team.
Fantastic.
I wouldn't want to be a producer.
Yeah, it's a lot of work.
Let's put it
Big
down.
them up, though.
Big up on yourself.
Yeah, man.
Quite cost no drinks, eh?
Thanks for having
Production
me.
team is
Definitely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. All right.
So for me, I just want to put it this way, it's been a great sporting summer so far, and there's still one amazing spectacle to come. So guys, you know, CVM will always have some nice things to give you for that, so look out for that, but continue to enjoy the sport for what it is. We have one life to live. Sometimes we can't play, but we can watch it. So that's it for the Roundtable Sunrisers. A special thanks to my co-host Dennis for the day.
Yes,
Big up yourself.
sir.
To our guest Orville, Trishana, thank you for coming on. You know we have to do this again. And guys, you know how it is. Have a wonderful rest of the week. And remember to be good and always be on purpose.